and I already got a little surprise, and it looks like the train is 42 minutes early. So I had to scramble, pack all this up, get out of my Airbnb. All right, let's get going. Bye, Airbnb. Because it looks like the train is early. Now, according to the Amtrak app, it's not going to leave early, but I don't want to take that chance. There's only one train a day. I've had several people ask me, since I mentioned it in some of my videos, that I was traveling by train from Kansas City to Chicago to help my daughter get her car back so she wouldn't have to drive alone. And I didn't want to fly. And there's a pretty good connection from Kansas City. Like, it's a walkable downtown. I walked to my Airbnb. And I'm actually not going to Chicago. I'm going to Holland, Michigan, where my wife is going to pick me up. But anyway, I wanted to give a little bit of an overview of what train travel is like in 2023. And it's not bad at all. But anyway, if you're interested, follow along. Otherwise, tune out. I'll have some more EV content before you know it. Man, it's cold outside. It's like 27. So the first thing is I got to get to Union Station. It's about a 25-minute walk. It's somewhere down there. Fortunately, it's downhill. So here's Union Station. It's a streetcar. It's about 10 after 6. The latest update said it's going to arrive at 6:17, so I should be okay. It's still kind of annoying to be early. It's annoying to be late, but it's annoying to be early too. Of course, I don't know whether they were actually going to leave early, but obviously they left some of the other stations early. There it is, Union Station. Let's hope these doors are open. The train station is right back there, so I don't know why it wouldn't be. Yes. Track waiting room. That's what it used to look like. So I asked the gate agent. I don't want to record her because I don't want to make her feel self-conscious. Anyway, they said boarding 7 a.m. So yeah, I got 45 minutes now, which is cool. I'm kind of hoping that Parisi Coffee will open. I see people inside there, and that coffee's much better than what you get on the train. Just spotted this. Opens at 6:30. Got coffee. Time to see about the boarding. How you doing?
Thank you.
Sleeping car. Chicago?
How many?
Just one.
Take 26.
Over here?
Down there.
Okay. Alright, I'm not checking any luggage. I'm just going to put it above.
You want it over here? Yeah. Okay.
That's where the checked luggage goes. Seat 26. 30 up here. There you go. 5. Are you 25?
Yes.
Okay. There's what the bathroom looks like. Not the greatest, but a little more space than an airline bathroom. So I went from Union Station, Kansas City to Union Station, Chicago. There's still the big Christmas tree. I see the Pere Marquette. So we're going to be taking to Holland. Oh, there it is again. Train station, because there's no security or anything. Anybody can just walk in here. So there's a big demonstration going on. Kind of interesting. All right, 6:02. Still waiting for the Pere Marquette. We don't have a gate assigned yet. All right, it's go time. Pere Marquette, 370.
Please, entrance 370 to Pere Marquette on the center gate. Train 22 making stops to St. Joseph, Bangor, Holland, Grand Rapids.
They started the boarding process about half hour before departure. So basically no security, just kind of stand in line and get on. Just following these people. So they said this car was going to Holland. All right, there we go, business class seats. Not really that much difference. They do have some with tables. Although I think those are reserved for families. Looks like we got charging outlets. Nice and comfy.
Good night. Thanks for riding. Cool. You're welcome. Have a good night.
All right, arrived 10:43. So it's been pretty much an all-day affair. Hello. Okay, we're back.
Ride or drive?
All right. Some final thoughts on my train trip now that I'm back home. Obviously, it's not as fast as air travel. Both the outbound and inbound trips. I only showed you the inbound trip. So each day took from about 6:30 a.m. to about 10 p.m. So pretty much all day. In Chicago outbound, I had a 5-hour layover, and on the inbound trip, I had a 3-hour layover. Price-wise, it was about $320 for the whole round trip, though that included the 2 legs each way. So outbound, it was Holland, Michigan to Chicago, and then Chicago to Kansas City, and then the reverse on the way home. The biggest advantage to me is the space, the ability to walk around, to go to the observation car, to go to the cafe car. You know, it's typical travel food. It's not the greatest quality. It's a little bit expensive. I've had some coffee there. It's not terrible. So again, packaged sandwiches, snacks, those sort of things. You can get those pretty much any time. And in some trains, and including the Southwest Chief, you can also have sit-down meals. They called out and said, if you want to have breakfast, I think it was $20 flat fee. I don't know what it all included, but it seemed like it was the typical breakfasty stuff, you know, eggs, bacon, pancakes, coffee. I believe I heard them call for dinner for the non-sleeper car folks. So for the sleeper cars, the meals are included. I'll talk more about that in a minute. If you're not in a sleeper car, you can pay for them a la carte. Again, I think it's like $45. Again, not cheap, but from everything I'm hearing, it's pretty good quality and just an experience. There's way more space for your luggage. So I took a medium-sized backpack and I just put it in the overhead luggage rack. As you saw in the video, there's a place to store luggage. I think you can even take 2 big suitcases, so space is not nearly as much of an issue. There's no additional charge for any kind of luggage. I mentioned this to Larry, and he told me that one time when he went to go pick up a car, he took the train and he took like an entire toolbox, a couple gallons of coolant, and nobody batted an eye. So it's a little bit different than flying in terms of what kind of luggage you can bring. There's no security. So you basically walk onto the train 15 to 30 minutes ahead of the departure. So the plus side is you don't have to go through security. So nobody cares if you're bringing liquids. Now, they do have some rules. For example, you're not supposed to bring firearms or pepper spray or anything like that. Now, nobody checks you. So the flip side is anybody could be bringing that stuff onto the train and you would probably never know it. Again, the flip side of that is that you just walk onto the train. It's super easy. You're not taking off shoes, pulling out laptops. You can get delays because the passenger trains have to defer to commercial trains. So the Amtrak app can help you track whether your incoming train is late or early. You saw what happened to me. It was early, but then because Kansas City is one of the major stops, they don't just keep going early. They actually go back to the originally scheduled departure time. So you're not going to miss your train by not being early. For many destinations, there is only one train per day. So if you miss it, you're stuck for another 24 hours. So it's not like you can get rebooked. So you're pretty much there, or if you need to get going, you're going to be finding another way to travel, whether it's plane or rent a car. As far as pricing, you can also buy a 30-day, 10-segment pass from Amtrak for $500 that lets you customize your trip. So you can basically hop on, hop off 10 times within the span of 30 days for $500. So you know that any trip like that will never cost you more than $500 because you could always buy that pass and you could still be at $500. We did that on one of our trips back where we deliberately stopped in some of the places where Amtrak had their stations, Dodge City, Trinidad, Colorado, some of those places where we just booked an Airbnb or a hotel overnight just to explore the town. And 24 hours later, we hopped back on the train. And again, no more than $500 per person. If you want one of the sleeper cars, the sleeper rooms, or even the little roomette, the price is significantly more. So we have one of those trips coming up in May. So I'll report back after that trip, but it was a lot more expensive. And in that case, it's really more of an experience. So for that one, we're going to be going on the California Zephyr, which is a 60-hour ride. So we definitely wanted to be able to, sleep in a real bed, not just a reclining seat. I typically can't sleep like that. Again, obviously that's much longer than flying, but since you're going through the Colorado mountains and other scenery, it's way more of an experience. The train stations tend to be downtown, so they're close to hotels, restaurants. You typically don't need ground transportation once you get there. I walked to my Airbnb. There was a hotel nearby in Kansas City. I could pretty much walk where I needed to go, or I could take the streetcar. If I needed to, I could have rented a car right across the street from Union Station at Crown Center. The trains don't necessarily go where you want to go. For example, we took the Southwest Chief from Flagstaff to Chicago, but we were actually coming from Phoenix. So in addition to the cost of the train, we had to book a shuttle from Phoenix to Flagstaff, which is another $70 per person. You can do it. Transfer was easy. They dropped us right where we needed to be. But it's not like airports where, there's so many different airports and you can pretty much go wherever. So, you have to look at the route and see if it's worth it for you. So overall, I thought it was a fun experience. I would definitely do it again. I like the space. I like to be able to spread out. I like to walk around. Let me know what you think. Do you take the train? Would you take the train if you had the chance? Would you welcome more build out of passenger trains in the US? So leave it in the comments below. So thanks for watching and we'll catch you next time.